I guarantee this is a customer. Yep. So as I told you, let me show you here. Okay. So this is what goes on all day long here. Again, not sure if you can see that, but there's a customer who just pulled in. So I got to stop this video, guys, because I'm going to have to go handle this customer and bring him his knives. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, everybody, I am back. All right, let's start over again. So that was one of my customers. He owns a French restaurant in Arlington. This is kind of how my day goes all day long. So there's people coming and picking up knives. There's people dropping off knives. One of the things YouTube has been trying to get me to do for a while now was to start memberships. It was just something I kept putting off because I wanted it to be worthwhile when I did it, and I had to give it some thought. And I was like, how do I want to do this? What kind of things should I do that you guys will enjoy, but also benefit from? And I finally have come up with something and decided to do it. And it also got to a point where I kind of felt it was needed. And I'm going to explain to you the reason why. So I have 3 levels. The highest level is like $9.99. And then the next one, the one's right around $5 and one's like $2.99. So I did 3 very basic levels. I started looking at other channels that I like. I even looked to some other channels that I love, that I subscribe to. Like, I've talked to you guys many times about Area 52. In fact, I'm wearing some of their merch today. This is my Majestic 12 shirt from Chris Ramsey, who runs Area 52, who I think is one of the most entertaining and best YouTube channels out there. But I love what Chris does and just how he runs everything. And one of the things he does is behind the scenes stuff, which he gives to the members, and he gets their advice, and they have a little more input and say in the channel. And I kind of loved that idea. I decided, you know what, even though my channel is not purely entertainment, it's more teaching knife sharpening and teaching laser engraving and a much more different type of focus, I still thought what he's doing could be very useful, but also enjoyable and entertaining. I'm going to do some more like behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to show you guys some things that you may not normally see on my regular channel anymore. But the other main thing that I did here that I wanted to break down the membership level for was to be able to give a little bit more access to me. As this channel has grown over time, and now that we're approaching 17,000 followers and we're approaching it pretty quickly, it's been hard for me to respond to everybody. So when I first started and there was like 2,000 or 3,000 followers, I made sure I responded to every comment and every, thing that someone said or question asked. I tried to every single one of them. I can tell you, once you start hitting 7,000 or 8,000, it starts to become difficult. Now with approaching 17,000, it is really hard. It's just difficult. There isn't a week that goes by that I don't get at least 2 or 3 emails from people saying they're starting their sharpening business. And they're really nice. I save all the emails. Actually, I have a folder full of them. People will send me, sometimes they're pages long, like 2 pages long of things about their, starting their sharpening business. And a lot of times they want to talk to me. Can I give them a phone call? Can I call them and have a phone conversation? But here's the hard part about that, guys. And it's one of the reasons I started the channel. And many of you have figured this out because you've watched like everything, or you've gone back and watched a lot of the old stuff. And that's one of the reasons I did that. A lot of the stuff that you want to learn, or that people write and asking questions to me in emails, the answers are in the content or in the videos that are already existing out there. But there are always, since I'm constantly putting out new content, there are good questions and there are things that do need to be answered. So I try and find those. I still try and direct everybody to the right places. As it's getting harder, I've decided when you start a membership, you have to decide, well, what are you going to give your different tiers of membership to make it beneficial for those people? All right, back again. Third attempt trying to finish this video today. I'm now up to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 jobs came in today on what today's Tuesday. We are just busy today. All right. So what is the thing that most people want when they reach out and contact me is more access to me, being able to ask a question, being able to send me a message, being able to get a phone call. These are all things that I get asked on a regular basis. And I thought maybe the best thing is to set that up with the memberships. And I've tried to keep them very reasonable, but I want there to be a true value there for everybody that decides to do this. I broke things into 3 levels, and you'll love the names. I did best score 350 is going to be the basic level. That's going to be $2.99. Best score 200 is the middle level. That's going to be $4.99. And best score 100 is going to be $9.99. And that's going to be the highest level. So 350, you will get loyalty badges, emojis, and priority replies to your comments and questions. So if you send a question or a comment, I will be able to see that first, because that's one of the things that YouTube does. It gives priority to members of channels. So that's going to be great for those, I think, that even if you've been sharpening for a while, but you have a question that's something that comes up, or if you're brand new, but money's super tight, you still have questions that you want to be able to ask. I'm going to prioritize the members' questions first. The next level up, which is the best score 200, that's going to be photo and status updates. It's going to be member only shorts. So I'm going to do short videos specifically for that level of just quick information, great information that I think will help your business, whether it be the knife sharpening, whether it be laser engraving. Just going to be simple, short videos that are just for you guys and not for the general public out there. And then the last one is going to be the best score 100 level. And that's going to be member only videos that are long form. And there's also going to be member only polls. So when I have a question about, hey, do you guys want me to do this or don't want me to do that, I'm going to put out polls, and you guys will be able to have input into that. And you get and every one of these, you get all the perks from the level before, obviously. So the highest level is going to be the best 100. That's going to be member only videos for just you guys and nobody else. And this is going to be my very most prized information that I just will not give out to the world. The very first one is going to be on the system that I use to get 5-star reviews on Google. And I'm going to show you how I have managed in less time than some of the sharpeners in my market have achieved far more reviews than those people. For example, one of the longest sharpening services in my area has been in business for about 18 years now. And I've been in business since 2019. I have at least 200 more reviews than they have. I have all 5-star reviews. I have none less. Now, does that mean the day will never come when someone doesn't give me a 5-star review? It's highly possible. And when that happens, I'll deal with it. But when you have 300 5-star reviews, even getting 1 4-star or even a bad review probably isn't going to hurt all that much if you got 300 5-star reviews. And I'm going to show you how I built that, how I get them, how I make it easy for myself to do it. And I'm going to walk you through that step by step and show you exactly what I do there. I think the value of that is worth way more than $9. That alone, I think a lot of people would pay a lot of money for, because I don't have to do any paid advertising. I do 0. 95% of my customers that find me because they search on Google for knife sharpening near me, and I come up first. And then when they start looking and they go, whoa, 300 reviews, all 5-star. I'm going to go there. The value of that is you can't underplay it. It's a huge value, and I'm going to teach you how you can do the same thing. And I'm going to show you the methods I've used and tested, and I'll talk to you about there. And there were things I've tested in the past that didn't work, and then there were things that I tested that did work, and I have refined that into a very good system for getting great reviews. I'm going to share also other sharpener stories with you. I have a lot of things in mind for this channel. I'm going to even try and get some other people to come on my podcast. And I want to even start highlighting some of you guys. Some of my followers and people that I have coached are doing really well. Okay. And I know my system works because there's quite a few people that I've helped that write me letters regularly about how great their business is doing and how great things are going for them. And I get letters and I get thank yous all the time. It's just gotten to the point where it's really difficult to respond to everybody. And I think this is the best way going forward to be able to do that. And this is a perfect example right here. This is actually a response that I wrote to somebody who asked me some questions about, did I have some recommendations for them for growing their business? And this is one, I like this one so much that I kept it because I'm going to do a video even on this one. And this is, again, something that's completely separate from the Google review thing that I'm going to share with that level of membership. So I have a lot of things in mind. I'm also working on partnerships still with other companies and other products. I'm still going to do the occasional product giveaway when I get them. We're going to be giving away a microscope here very soon. Alrighty, everybody, a couple more updates for you on the membership stuff going on. I did get the final approval from YouTube to move forward with my recommendations for what I wanted to do for the memberships. The final level and the highest one was the one I was waiting for the approval on. That's going to be the $9.99 a month level. And the one thing that I wanted to do that I was doing before, and I wanted to make a change, and they were cool with that. I wasn't sure if this was going to fly or not, but it seemed to be fine with them, and they did sign off on it, so that's great. I am now going to do my giveaways when I get things from the different manufacturers. So I've given away sharpening systems before from TS Prof. I've given away accessories from TS Prof. I have given away multiple digital microscopes. I have given away knives. I've given away laser engraving jobs. Those giveaways now are only going to go to the highest tier membership. So if you're a member at that $9.99 a month level and I'm giving something away, that's who it's going to be picked from, and that's who's going to be eligible. So your chances are probably going to be pretty great because clearly I have no doubt 16,000 people are not going to join the membership. In fact, it will be a much, much smaller group, and who knows? I mean, I hope some people join, but it might be a very, very small group that you're getting picked from. Could even just be a handful of people. And you know what? That's great. I am totally cool with that. We are going to be giving away a digital microscope. It's going to be the very first thing I give away on there. So there's going to be, these just different perks and things that I have. And I have plenty of things in mind to keep going with the channel and things for the members at all the different levels that we have set up there. Very cool. Was happy to see YouTube approved it, and I can now launch that. The other thing I wanted to tell you about that's important, it is Prime Day for Amazon. You guys know I buy a lot from Amazon. An overwhelming majority of the stuff that's in my shop comes from Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate, and when you guys do use the links, I super appreciate that because it does help the channel. It does help me bring in more gear and things to review. But I just wanted to let you know, this is one of the best times a year to buy stuff from Amazon. So when I need a new sharpener or, a fancy sharpener, a laser, Prime Day is many times the best time of year to buy that stuff. Other than, Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Prime Day is also just a killer good deals. It's going until the 11th, so that is tomorrow. I don't know if it ends at midnight tomorrow. That would be I would suspect it's probably going to end at the stroke of midnight, the 11th. So you probably have the rest of tonight and tomorrow. But if you are interested in, certain things, especially those of you out there, I know a lot of you sent me questions and I didn't get a chance to get to them, but a lot of people were asking about all these new lasers. There's lots of stuff coming out in the laser world. We got Xtool that just came out with a 60-watt MOPA and with a dual 40-watt blue laser in it. It is expensive, guys. I will tell you that right from Jump Street. I think it's a little, in my opinion, it's really high. I think that's really high. It's like $6,000. I think it's $5,999. Now, I will say this too, though. That is very much in the going rate and range of a MOPA. They are not cheap. A 60-watt MOPA fiber laser, $5,000 is not unheard of. Flying Galvo lasers, which are also being talked about and coming out, which is basically a MOPA laser also on a Galvo head that moves all over the place, which for us as knife engravers and things, that could be a very cool thing. I have some concerns with some of those, and most of them aren't out yet, but there's been like the prototypes and there's been people, showing some of these things at different things. And I think they're going to get it all worked out. I think it's going to be very cool. This would be a type of thing that you could do like a nice engraving on like a sword. And I have been asked to do that before. My Xtool S1s probably could do some kind of a laser engraving, but because the part that does the metal engraving on those are so tiny, it's a 2-watt IR, I would never take on doing a sword engraving unless it was just a name or some long writing. But, if it was a big, beautiful, like design type of thing, there's nothing in my shop that could handle that. But these flying Galvos that they're talking about, they will probably be able to do that. My concern with it is just, it's basically a combination of the 3D printing world with LiDAR. It's basically hooking a Galvo laser to a LiDAR machine and something that can move on all the different axes. And I have some concerns about, are there going to be glitches and a lot of learning issues in the beginning? So it's very, very new technology. Definitely not something that I would be jumping in and investing in just yet. The other laser that I'm excited about, you can get the fiber laser from Xtool, the new one. You don't have to get the dual laser. Now, I've talked before about how I'm not a huge fan of dual lasers for my shop. For some people, it's great. If you're a crafter, you go to do shows and different things, it might be nice to have the ability to engrave all those different things in one machine. I have my Xtool F1, which can do that. But I can tell you right now, I don't use that blue laser all that often. I have several blue lasers, but I usually use those in my S1s, and it's not something I do with that machine. I basically only use that fiber. So if I was buying the F2 today, the brand new one that just came out, I would probably be buying just the MOPA laser, which they have that option, and it saves you over $1,000. I think it brings it down to the $4,000 range if you're just getting the 60-watt MOPA without the additional blue laser in it. So that would be a very good choice, and that is a very powerful laser. And MOPAs have a high frequency range, so they can do color engraving on metal. It's a very cool technology, and it's very cool to see the direction that these things are going. So we got a lot of things coming out in lasers, and there's just going to be more and more to come. every month it seems like there's new stuff coming out in that laser industry. So that's it. I wanted to give you that quick update, and don't forget, go check out Prime if you're thinking that, hey, should I pull the trigger on one of these 1x30s or sharpeners or a laser? Now's probably a very good time if you're thinking of jumping in. You might get a good 25-30% savings if you are ready to pull the trigger on that. So you might want to check out Amazon. And then again, on my website at alxsharpen.com, I do have that section up there that's for sharpeners. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, and it's mostly the stuff in my shop that's come from Amazon. I have all the links in there where you can see all the different types of sharpeners and things that I recommend on a regular basis. And that's it for now. So I am going to end this because I kind of want to get this video out. I'm behind on a whole bunch of them. It has been very busy. I've had a lot of work coming in and have not had a great chance to get caught up on a lot of this stuff. I would have liked to do a lot more stuff in preparation for Prime Day, but to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't even had a chance to look at Amazon myself for some things that I want to get. So I kind of want to finish this up, get this video out, because I want to go take a peek and see if there's anything that I want to pick up for my shop on the Amazon Prime Day. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great night.